Max Verstappen has a lot going for him as a race driver. He's clearly talented, he has an incredible car to drive, and he has 2 World Drivers' Championships to his name. But no one is perfect, and Verstappen's biggest critics come from a surprising place. Red Bull have told the whole world where Verstappen is weakest, but will it actually help their rivals? Let's check it out. With Max Verstappen, Red Bull is reaching for a level of dominance similar to what they achieved with Sebastian Vettel from 2010 to 2013. Christian Horner even calls Verstappen's 2021 title victory the greatest in Red Bull's history. Verstappen has also broken the record for the most wins in a season, which was previously set at 13 by Sebastian Vettel and Michael Schumacher. Horner has also said that Verstappen's 2022 title win is the most dominant he's ever seen. It shouldn't be surprising then that the 2 best drivers in Red Bull's history are being compared. One man who is perhaps in the best place possible to compare them is Guillaume Roquelin, Red Bull's former head of race engineering. Roquelin has been a part of the Red Bull stable for as long as the team have been in Formula 1, having started as David Coulthard's race engineer before working with Sebastian Vettel in the same role during the Germans' championship-winning years. In 2015, Roquelin became head of race engineering, before switching in 2022 to his current position as head of the Driver Academy. In a frank admission, while talking about various Red Bull drivers, Roquelin said that Verstappen, who wrapped up his 2nd world title recently, compares unfavorably on a technical level to other drivers that have passed through the Red Bull stable, and still has a lot of progress to make. We aren't sure if that should be taken as a criticism of Max or a threat to the rest of the grid that he has room to get better. Before we get into the details of the incredibly insightful interview with Guillaume, I want to tell you something a lot of you won't know. Before I started doing this, I was a professional chef for 14 years. During that time, I learnt the importance of having the best knives possible. So when Kamikoto got in touch wanting to sponsor our videos, I was so excited. Kamikoto makes incredible, high-quality Japanese steel knives using traditional techniques that have been refined over 800 years since the Edo period of Japanese history. Your Kamikoto Japanese steel knife gets delivered in this beautiful heavy-duty ash wood box. If I opened this up for Christmas, I would be over the moon. But it isn't the box you're buying these for, it is the knives themselves. Each Japanese steel knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. When you take it out of the box, you can instantly appreciate the craftsmanship of their expert bladesmiths. If you thought the RB18 cut through the air well, then you should try cutting with one of these. Because of their single bevel edge, Kamikoto Japanese steel knives can achieve an unbelievably sharp edge you just can't get with other knives. That's why they're used by Michelin star chefs all over the world. Kamikoto has several special offers going on right now and is offering our viewers an extra $50 off any purchase with discount code F1Reverse. On top of their special offers, which can be found at www.kamikoto.com/F1Reverse. Back to Roquelin, who held his head of race engineering role between 2015 and 2022, lauded Verstappen for being a boss and maturing this year to dominate the rest of the F1 field, winning a record 14 races with still 2 left to go. He said, "I think Sebastian was a more complete driver than Max when he arrived with us. At the professional level, technique, mediation, he was trained at the Michael Schumacher school, who was his idol. He asked a lot of questions, took a lot of notes, and when he arrived with us, he was very thorough. It is no coincidence that he won several titles. He was more prepared technically, mentally. I think Max maybe had more natural talent. That's what he relied on the most, but Sebastian was the most complete." This perhaps shouldn't be that surprising. Seb joined Toro Rosso as a 20-year-old after multiple test drives for Sauber and a full race for the team. When Max joined Toro Rosso, he was just 18 and made the jump from F3 to full-time Formula 1 driver. He had just 1 year of open-wheel racing under his belt, while Seb had 4.5 years across 6 championships. Max's astronomical rise had to be due to something though, and having been there as he came through the ranks, Roquelin knows exactly why it happened. Max has always been a boss. He has enormous self-confidence. He knows what he wants and he is very direct. Guillaume did carry on to explain where Max's weak points are though. But I'll be honest, Max is weak technically compared to other drivers we've worked with. I think he still has a lot of progress to make. He is a leader by his attitude, his results, but I think he can improve from a technical point of view and in a way of developing the car. When Red Bull bought in Sergio Perez, it was a huge move away from their usual recruitment strategy. Since Sebastian Vettel joined the team in 2009, Red Bull have favoured their own academy drivers. Daniel Ricciardo, Daniel Kvyat, Max Verstappen, Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly all came through Red Bull's B team. Since Mark Webber left after 2013 though, they won exactly 0 championships. Not a great return from their homegrown talent. Then Sergio Perez comes in and all of a sudden, the team bag a Drivers' Championship, and then the following year they dominate the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. Sergio Perez offers everything that Max Verstappen is missing. He's one of the most experienced drivers on the grid, and with that experience comes the technical skills that Max is lacking. He can articulate what the drivers are feeling from the car into tangible development goals for the engineers, something that Max might not have mastered yet, according to Roccolin. The obvious question to ask is, would having a more experienced driver at Red Bull have made any difference to their competitiveness during Mercedes' dominance from 2014 to 2020? I'll let you discuss that one in the comments below. Roccolin expanded on how he felt Verstappen had grown in 2022. What struck me most was that he's somewhat lost his desperate hunger that he had last year, Roccolin said. He has matured, he's gained consistency. Winning the championship has given him a lot of confidence and he drives in a different way. We can't necessarily speak of a single trigger, it's something progressive, there were several stages. Guillaume might not speak of a single trigger, but we can at least speculate. The pressure of winning that first Drivers' Championship is a known quantity. If you look back at any former World Championship winner, you'll notice how their driving style changed. Hamilton was an incredibly aggressive driver early in his career, but that championship helped him to settle. Vettel was the same as well. Perhaps it is the lack of an obvious rival this year that has allowed Max to relax a little and lose the aggressiveness that exemplified his battle with Hamilton in 2021. Or perhaps it is the pressure of the first World Championship being lifted that has allowed him to relax and just do what he does best, driving really effing fast. Roccolin did speak about how Verstappen has developed over his whole career with Red Bull. He started F1 very young with great ambition, and perhaps not the maturity that went with it. He also started with Toro Rosso, who perhaps had less stature and experience. Then the stages began when he arrived at Red Bull. There was more confidence in the team, a good record, he was closer to his goal. He won a race immediately with us, which allowed him to take a step forward. Gradually, he won more races and developed links with his engineers. Verstappen looks like he may be establishing an era of dominance in F1, provided his Red Bull team can stay ahead of the others in the engineering stakes. But Roccolin, now head of Red Bull's Driver Academy, said the Dutchman's arrival truly came back in 2016, when he won his first race aged just 18. He always had talent, Roccolin said. To say that we're starting an era because he is starting to win titles is not necessarily correct. It started when he won his first race with us. Then there is also the quality of the car. We hope to continue to win titles. It's up to us to make a car that matches its talent. Despite having won more races in an F1 season than any other driver in history, there is one more record Verstappen needs to break to truly achieve the most dominant season in history. Michael Schumacher's 2004 season with 13 wins in 18 races saw him finish with a 72.2% win rate. For Verstappen to beat that, he needs to win the remaining 2 races of the season. What a way that would be to start a new F1 dynasty. Do you think he can do it? And do you think he will grow into a more complete driver like Vettel and Hamilton? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.